On this next assignment, we're going to be creating some different ads from an ad map. So we have our working file here, and what we want to do is, for the first year students, you're going to recreate this ad within the sizes we have here. So we have 9 sizes. For the first year students, you don't have to make them animate. You could if you want to. Second year students do have to make it animate. So first year students, if you're not making it animate, you don't have to save it as a GIF. Second year students, in order for it to animate, an animated GIF is used, so you're going to have to save it as a GIF. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys how to resize your images and create these different formats here. Create the different formats for the different ads that they have to put up for AdWords and Google that appear in different websites. And alright, so I'm going to start out with the 550 by 700 here. Alright, so I'm going to create a new document. 550 by 700 is already set. You could change this to 72, it doesn't really matter, we're working in pixels. Alright, so let's hit create. Alright, so my background color seems to be this gray here, so let me just color pick it. I'm using the color picker, clicking the background, going over to my file here and just hitting edit fill foreground. Alright, so that's set. Alright, so I have all the elements here, and what I did was outline the fonts, because if someone does not have the font that I'm using here, it's an outline, it's a vector. So this pretty much has everything in it. Okay, so let's open the folder back up, and I am going to resize everything down. So you could go to edit, pre-transform, or Command T. Let me resize it down. Alright, so this is kind of the width that I want to keep it consistent. So consistency is key for this project. Alright, let me hit that. Alright, so I want to keep the same distance. So I'm going to select these two names here plus the icon. So maybe I'll just bring this up and just select all three. Move this up to the top. Alright, so now we have to select our line here and bring it all the way up to the top. So select the line. We could go to our mask. We could get rid of what's masked out here. Let's have our line here. And you can see when I resized it, the line got thicker. So I might want to go in here, select my selection tool, and you see that it's 3.5 up here. Let's bring the line weight down a little bit to match. So that's a little bit better. Alright, so I'm going to free transform this. Let's go to edit, transform, and scale it. We want to bring it to about here. So we could go back over to our mask. Let's mask out these areas. You're filling it with black to mask it out. Fill it with black. Alright, so this could be our size here. Now, if you need to animate it, you're going to go over to Window, Timeline. Alright, the way that I like to do it is I want to create video timeline, and then I like working in frames, so I'll click frames, what I want to do is make these blink. So I'll select the first one and set this to no delay. I'm going to do 2 frames, so I'll have the first frame, have everything there. Second frame, I'll make this blink. Third frame, I'll set it there for a second. Then I'll go to the next frame, no delay. I'll go to the next one, make it blink. Then bring it back. Then we'll have it sit for a second. So now you can see what I'm doing here. Alright, so I don't really want it, I want it to blink twice. Alright, so we have it blink once, bring it back, blink twice. Okay, so that's what I want to do. I want it to blink twice. You guys don't have to animate it this way. You can try it out a different way, but something along these lines. Alright, so I have off, this should be on, and then off, on. So that's what I wanted to do here. Alright, so then I'll just keep on going through to create no delay. Alright, so this will be off, on, off, on. Another one. Leave it there for 1 second. Then I'll go over to the next one. Off. Right, so off, on. Leave it there for a second. Right, so then we'll bring it back, and then we'll do our last one. So this one is the icon. So off, on. Oops. Icon. And then we'll leave it there for 1 second. Alright, so let's preview it. Alright. And we have it here. We could have it animate once, 3 times, or forever. I'm going to keep it forever. Alright, so I'm going to file, save my file. The way that I want you guys to save it is the way that the file name is. So usually what I do is I look at the date. So I'll go 0531 underscore, and then I'll put the size 550 by 700. When you're naming your files, make sure you don't put spaces. Right? So if this was used on a website, you don't have to worry about it not working. A lot of times when people are uploading their files into Edmodo and they have spaces in there, the web browser doesn't, or the application in Edmodo doesn't understand the file because it has spaces in there. Alright, so let's save it to the desktop. Now we want to save our GIF, so we're going to go to File, Export Save for Web. Alright, so then we're going to go to GIF, and you can preview it so you can see it works. Alright, and it's under 150K right here. If it's not under 150K, you could bring down the colors, and you can see how it kind of brings that down a little bit. If we go even more, brings it down more. Alright, but I want to keep it up. I want to have it high quality. Alright, so let's save it to the desktop. And there's our first animated GIF. If you were to create this as a static file, you're just going to file, save or export, save for web, and you could save it as a JPEG here and hit save desktop. Alright, so that's how you go ahead and create your ads here. So just same thing with all the rest of them. Open up your file first, new file, whatever the size is, then import your materials or your layers and create your animation or just save. It shouldn't really take you too long.